Can we talk just for a minute? I hope there's some fellas in the room that deeply resonate with that song, right? I think it happens to the best of us. It happens to the best of us. Man, that's a beautiful song. That's a beautiful song, and I felt that in every bone of my body. And it's a good song to start another episode of ENS Updates. Guys, I'm very excited. I'm very excited for the sheer reason we have a new sponsor. We have a new sponsor, and I'm going to get more into details about this new sponsor a little bit later in the show. But the new sponsor, I can tell you who the new sponsor is right now. The new sponsor is VPN.eth. And I'm excited. Why am I excited about this new sponsor in particular? Is for many different reasons. But for the first time, we're actually being sponsored by an ENS name, by ENS domain. And what better business model to sponsor ENS updates than the actual ENS domain itself. So I'll talk a little bit more about that a little later in the show as more people kind of trickle in. But I want to start off the show with Espanol.eth was acquired by Matt Higgins. Shout out to Matt. This guy's been on a rampage lately. But the interesting thing about Espanol.eth was it was sold in 1 ETH in July. It was sold 5 ETH last month in November, and now it recently just sold for 10 ETH in December. And I only expect that price to continue to steadily rise and climb and climb and climb. That's why I feel like, well, one, that's a grail. That's a grail. That's better than probably 90% of the names in my wallet personally, right? So I can't really even compare too much. But what I feel like also, imagine if that the seller who originally had it back in July, who sold it for 1 ETH, if he just waited 6 more months, he would have made an additional 9 ETH profit. If he probably waits another year, he makes an additional 20 ETH profit, right? He waits another 5 years, he probably makes 100 ETH profit on it. So sometimes you have to sit and ask yourself, like we talked about this all the time, is the opportunity cost worth it? Is it worth me selling it for 1 ETH right now? Am I in desperate need of 1 ETH that I'm gonna take that 1 ETH and do whatever with it? If you need the 1 ETH to pay rent or to pay some bills or to handle some expenses, yes, take it. But had he just waited 5 to 6 more months, he would have made 10 ETH on it. So those are things to think about. No shame to the seller. There's no shame to the seller at all. But all I'm trying to say is we are so early in this game. These assets will continue to appreciate over the course of the next several months and years, right? And everybody can't hold on to everything. But I just want to inspire some thought that, hey, if I sell this for the price right now, or am I better off selling it in a couple of months or years and trying to see if I can get a better bargain? Now, at the same time, sometimes you get an offer you can't refuse. Metaverse.eth, which recently got listed for 99 ETH, had a really big offer on it back in December of 2021. I forgot exactly what the offer was, but probably like 80,000 USD or something around that nature back in November. Right? That was a pretty decent offer. And that's when you really have to come to terms with yourself and say, hey, do I want to take this basically 6 figures today? Or will I try to flip it for 7 figures in 2, 3 years? So everybody has their own strategy. I'm just here to provide my opinions. None of what I'm saying is financial advice, but do what works best for you and your family. Moving on, shout out to Matt Higgins again for being a shameless plug for ENS. I guess he was at some conference and he basically not inspired everybody, but he basically told the entire room about ENS being early and how he's seen this trend before. So that's very exciting news right there. Looks like business verification status is being rolled out to more accounts. What does this mean? Businesses like Amazon, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, so forth and so on, Disney, Pixar, Marvel, whatever, are now going to have Square avatars and not the circle avatars that we have, our circle PFPs that we have. Their PFPs will be squared, and they also will have a gold verification badge and not a blue verification badge like we have. Pretty big update, right? Government accounts will have will still have circle profile pictures, but they will have gray verification accounts, and then everybody else, regardless if you're a celebrity are just a regular ENS updates host like me, you will have the blue verification badge. So pretty cool stuff right there. Moving forward, Brittany Griner is free and on a plane back to the United States. She was released by Russia in a 1-for-1 prison swap for arms dealer Victor Bouts, according to U.S. officials. This is completely off topic from Web3, but shout out to Brittany for being home. If we had to say who won this trade, who won this swap, Russia by a long shot, right? We gave these guys a convict for somebody who just wanted to smoke some weed in Russia. So that is crazy. But shout out to Brittany. I know her family's extremely happy, and vice versa with Victor's family, with him returning back to Russia. Next, ZZC Group. Good morning, ENS fam. We are looking for web developers, devs, brokers. If you're interested, please DM me or ENS Trading Post or 00 Group. Listen, we're trying to build something special here. Not trying to, let me rephrase that. We're going to build something special here. And we are trying to acquire and find talented people to work with us and to be a part of this movement that we're trying to build and that we're going to build, right? So if you know anybody who's interested as a web developer or a dev or a broker, let me know, because believe it or not, we're going to look back in a year. We're going to say, wow, ZZC Group really inspired a movement, really pushed the ball forward. And that's what I'm all about. And that's what I'm glad to be a part of the team. Last but not least, before I pass the microphone over, I've been talking for a long time. Time it took to reach 1 million users. Netflix 3.5 years, Twitter 2 years, Facebook 10 months, Spotify 5 months, Instagram 3 months, Chat GPT 5 freaking days. If that is not a wake-up call, and of course tech is different now, and you could reach a million users a lot differently. Shit, you could reach 1 million followers on TikTok in 2 days with a jump in the algorithm, whatever. But that's not to deny the fact that artificial intelligence is here. It's not going anywhere, and it's only going to get better. I just introduced it to a group chat with a couple of my buddies that I'm in, and a couple of them weren't taking it serious at first. And I said, hey, you guys don't have to take it serious. But in a couple of years, this piece of tech is going to replace all your jobs. And once I said that, they started to play around with the software and realize how powerful it is. And 9 times out of 10, that AI is going to replace 90% of human jobs today. All these desk jobs and this, that, and the third, they're gone. They're long gone. But with that being said, it doesn't mean that jobs forever are gone. It just means there's going to be a change in how humans work and create income, aka content creators. But with that being said, I'm gonna pass the mic over to our co-host Ron. Ron, the stage is yours, brother.
Hey, GM Kevin, I'm choking a little here, so hopefully I'll. Anyway, yeah, that's interesting. You know, the whole. Yeah, congrats, obviously, to Matt Higgins. That was cool with the Espanol. I noticed with the little swoosh or whatever it is on the top, little accent mark. But that's a nice pickup. You know, he's no dummy, that's for sure, and he seems to have kind of the same vision that we do. You know, yeah, that AI bot or whatever it is, you know, that everyone's talking about. It just shows you how fast something can grow, and we could literally do that when everyone figures out that they need a digital identity, and it's a limited quantity. Who knows? I mean, literally, you know, back in the early internet days, we used to go out and we would actually advertise in the newspapers, on the radio, and sometimes would send out stuff in the mail to tell people about coming and hearing about the internet, right? And think about how inefficient that is. To be able to tell people about a new technology compared to today, right? I mean, we're literally running ads in newspapers. And then, you know, hey, come find out. I don't even remember what they said, but come find out about something. I don't know. But we're running ads in newspapers. And now people had to come to a hotel. We had to fly our people out there. It was what a waste. What a slow, wasteful process. Now, we scaled it up. So we were selling, you 6,000 websites a week or whatever, 4 to 6,000 websites a week. But how inefficient? How inefficient compared to what we're doing now with all the technology, right? That's why I've said when this thing catches fire, it's going to happen so fast. There's literally a million people a couple days ago on with Elon, 100,000 plus at 94,000 at a time, but over a million people got on and listened to Elon on a Twitter space, right? There's hundreds of us. I remember that one day when the 10 digits were minting out. We were all on here for like 7, 8 hours, and there was like 2,200 people tuned in. We're doing it super efficient, so don't think that happen in the blink of an eye, because things are so different now. So much of the dead weight's been removed. So much of the, what would you call it, the friction of adoption's been removed. So we could be in the same situation, and man, we see it. So I don't know. We say this could be 18 months to 5 years. I really think 18 months to 3 years is kind of where I think it's going to take, but we don't know that. We don't know that it won't happen next month. I mean, we just don't know, but better to, prepare for the long haul. If it happens faster, great. But yeah, it's exciting to see that. Exciting to see a new technology that's everyone's talking about it. There's all this buzz. I haven't even tried it yet, but you just keep hearing people posting it and seeing the stuff it's writing and stuff. Pretty amazing. So hopefully we'll see the same kind of, yeah, but the parabolic curve is just crazy, right? Compared to what it used to take for the buzz to be created. And we have so many more ways to communicate and talk. Here we are, a worldwide audience here every morning from 11 to 12:30 Eastern time, talking about ENS and ENS adoption. And some days we're just grinding and depressed and feel like it's never going to happen. Other days we're ecstatic, and it can all be the difference of one or two big sales or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, it's good to. I think we're in the right place where a lot of us are taking the opportunity to try and build and eat better, work out more, balance our lives better, improve our character, improve our relationships, improve our knowledge base, improve our skills, whatever that is, And the last thing I wanted to mention, so the last thing I wanted to mention, we had a 9 ETH sale today for the number one ENS Maxi. So that was pretty big. And what's funny is ENS Alien or whatever he's calling himself. I think he's calling himself the numbers guy now, but ENS Maxi Scuff, whatever the dude calls himself. It's funny because he bought that, tried to sell it to me for like an ETH, and ETH or two, I can't remember. Like when I first got in, I didn't get it, and then he sold it, and then he just bought it back for 9 ETH. But that doesn't tell the whole story, because I personally know of about another 30 ETH that's transacted over the counter amongst. We get in these spaces and we trade domains, and we're trading maxis and ETH and half and just always doing deals. But I know of at least 5 other 4 ETH plus sales that have happened this week that didn't even go over open seas. So the grails are getting picked up. They're the diamond rings, they're the cheetahs, they're the pandas, they're the numbers guys, whatever. So I think it's. I bought an ape yesterday for 1 ETH, 2 ETH, sorry, 1 ETH, and I traded some 1 ETH worth of maxi. So anyway, that's just kind of fun. I think they got the rocket ship supposed to be taking off today, having some fun with that. But it is a nice way to represent. They were our first sponsor we ever had on the show, and so anyway, it's kind of cool. But that, I don't know, we've seen a lot of, like I say, 4 ETH sales. We've had about 5 or 6 this week. Some over open seas, some not. But that 9 ETH sale was pretty monumental. I remember when I bought my first mutant for like 6.9 or 7 ETH. It felt like all the money in the world, right? A year ago, a little over a year ago. Man, I spent that 6 ETH on one of my mutants, and I'm like, oh my God, I've just gone nuts. What am I doing? it was like 18, 20 grand at the time. And it's just like seems so crazy. But so anyway, shout out to the Maxis. That's kind of a cool thing. And yeah, just grinding, looking forward to the conversation. I feel like, I don't know, I'm excited today. Maybe it's because that Maxi sale, maybe it's because I picked up a couple good domains I'm working deals on now. I don't know, but I'm optimistic today. And whether I'm optimistic or pessimistic doesn't matter. We're still here. We're still grinding. So back to you, Kev.
I love that. Whether I'm optimistic or pessimistic, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that and real quick before I pass to Master, that was interesting, Ron. Just to
You
show
there,
the
Kev? I don't know if
this
I can't just hear you or I'm rugging or not. Don't know if you
can,
can hear
can
me or we can't
drop
hear
a
Kev.
drop a
Hey
star.
Ron, it's just you. You need to step down then come back on,
Terrible.
unfortunately.
Cool, terrible. I just want to say real quick. This is why I'm so bullish on where we're at, and where we're going. For one, this guy Ron just said they used to advertise in newspapers, right? That used to be the main source of advertising. The main thing is newspaper, and look how far we've gone since then. And we're not stopping. Tech and human evolution is never stagnant. It never stays the same. It's always improving, always evolving. So if your mindset is staying the same, or you think it's staying the same, you need to always be thinking ahead and evolving, because the world doesn't stop spinning for nobody, right? The way the world looked 20 years ago is completely different than the way it looks today. And 20 years into the future, in 2043, is going to look way different in 2023. But be prepared and be positioned accordingly. I'm gonna pass it over to the veteran master. Master, the stage is yours, brother.
Hey, good morning, guys. Greeting from China. And yeah, I think every day we talk about ENS, we talk about Web3, we talk about blockchain, why it will be so great, why we are here, and what is the vision for the future, and how high the ceiling is, and with all the possibilities. And every day we have a lot of new sales, and like Espana sold for some decent numbers, and we do believe that this number will only go up, given the trend, as we know that the web will be the trend, and .eth will be the new .com on blockchain. So yeah, most of these we know it yet, but at the meantime, we should also keep in mind that among all the Ethereum ETH addresses, only less than 1% of these address carries at least one ENS names, which means that the potential is still huge, right? Over 99% of the Ethereum address are still raw, 42 lengths of the 42 character lengths of the the hash address. I mean, we still got a very huge potential of the room for improving, for increasing. The community can be even bigger, much bigger. And we see that the name wrapper, the contract has been going, has been there, and other projects can just use it and to wrap their names and maybe package and allow their potential users for registration or claim. Because if you haven't tried yet, you can just check the DCL names, which is from Decentraland projects, and they use their they allow users to claim its name. It's actually not free, I think chargeable, but the user will burn their mana. It's a DCL coin. uh, they have to burn mana to claim these names, and they can trade these DCL names as a separate NFT on OpenSea. So if you check the OpenSea, the category, the domain name, so number one is ENS, number two is maybe unstoppable domain, and number three is this Decentraland names. So that I think all the Decentraland name, trading history, the cap has been something 1,000 ETH. Okay, DCL.E is only one domain. It's all subdomain has been sold for 1,000 Ethereum. And imagine what if someday this become a trend, and every name, all putting these, every project who owns their own, .eth name can do the same. That would be, beyond our imagination. And yes, that just proves there will be a lot of huge potentials for this at the meantime. So yeah, lots of people say if I invest in Web 2, domain world, I will have not only .com, I will also invest in maybe .xyz, .io, .app, and yeah, lots of suffixes, and they are checking whether or not they can do the same in blockchain. Yes, be our guest. I think blockchains are open world, so everything doable, everything in the code is, I think it makes sense. You can just do it, but just at your own risk, because lots of people, they keep asking whether or not they can register some other, suffix, and they keep saying that because it seems as they can still mint some very fancy prefix, in other projects, because and these projects use the word saying like, don't register ENS because its price is very high. It's not appropriate for you to do it anymore because the 3 digits, the 4 digits has been, has a floor, and the floor is pretty high. So that's the reason not to do it. Okay, but sometimes, the price comes from the majority people, their, understanding, and their so-called face will bring the price to this level. In most of times, the cheap project, the ones that very very cheap, maybe less than point 0.1 each on the 3 digits or 4 digits, you may ask a question, why it's so cheap, right? Don't People say buy the dip, it's correct, but don't buy the cheap stuff, right? I think these are the separate ideas. And if you want to compare the blockchain domain, its value, to you want to if you want to measure why ENS is so expensive, why maybe unstoppable domain and some other domain suffix, these domains are not so good, you try to convince me. Okay, I say that just to compare, it's, how many wallets and how many browsers support its association, and you need to test it yourself. And I think that's the number one, value comes from, if even a new suffix, but a new one, but majority people will use it, and the majority of the existing wallets and browsers will try to, patch into it, then well, it carries some value. Unfortunately, yes, it will make some sense. For example, if Elon Musk, he creates a suffix, and even under Ethereum, or he can even create his own chain to do that, and yes, that will make sense. That's where the majority people going. And right now, I think we are making an influence, we are making an impact to the market, but maybe we are still early. But fortunately enough, we are together. We are along with Ethereum and ENS and maybe IPFS or the DWeb, the Web3. All these communities are getting very close, which means all newcomers might be a bit challenging for any kind of newcomers like them, to do something differently and surpass us. I think that's how it works. And yeah, at the meantime, we notice that lots of the NFT projects already own their own, ENS names. So the one potential way is, to release the subdomains accordingly, and then airdrop to their according NFT ID holders. Like Doodles already own Doodles.eth, BAYC.eth owned by BYC official, and Me6, also owned by Me6 deploy that account. So yeah, I think all these things are just ready, and all we need to do is stay close to the community and make sure, make sure our back matches our understanding, which is very important. Lots of people, they keep being very close to, if in a stock market, they being very close to a forum, and they listen a lot, but they never make an action. And that's kind of a wasting some time to for all the knowledge they have, right? If you have been participating in this space for maybe consecutively, on daily basis for the past 6 months, which is incredible, and you listen to every episode, you talk every single time, you've been here like talking with Ron, myself, like Gary and Tivers, these guys, you are just here for all the time, but you didn't buy some good name. Unfortunately, I don't think you are making a great deal. I think maybe there's something you can do better, because compared to what you do, what is more important, your back should match that. I think otherwise, I think it's just a waste of time. We are not here only for making friends. We're not only here only for learn, and that's it, right? And yesterday I mentioned the opportunity cost. Actually, Ron mentioned the opportunity cost, and I think the more important part is the opportunity cost by not doing so. What could you possibly miss? Why, especially while you already got the knowledge, and we say deposit the faith. You know it would be great. You participated all the all the parts, but then you missed the major parts, right? So yeah, let's try not be one of them. Although lots of people say no, domain is a risky business. Yes, I agree, and I admit that domain needs renewal. It's not buying a coin. Once you buy it, you can just you can just forget about it, and after a couple of years you get and try to sell it and see a huge difference. But domain, you have to renew it on a yearly basis, or or one time you can renew it for 5 or 10 years and check back after 5 years. So it will have some recurring cost, and just don't forget about that. And just because of that, don't do too much of the names, especially on the 3 or 4 a character length of the names, because these babies renewal is not cheap. It will cost you 160 and $640 annually. So make sure you do the right thing. My only suggestion to all the newcomer, when lots of people asking me, is, how should I get into the domain market if I want to buy some name and wait for flip, which is not a shame thing to me. I think, yeah, it's fine. But if you don't have a very rich budget, try not registering too much, because lots of amateur, they find that, oh, it's easy to do this, only $5 one year, and pay some gas fee, maybe, yeah, I can do this, I can do a lot. When they just enter the domain market, they will find that they have a lot of $5 for them to register a lot of the names. But unfortunately, right now all the names you can still register for free. I don't think it's easy to make a flip still. Okay, so yeah, you can, yeah, register some name for you to use if this is your name or something meaningful to you. 100% makes sense. But if you want to make a flip right now, don't do too much. And my suggestion to amateurs is always like, only own one not bad domain, at least with some quality. At least you can check the name with the dictionary. At least some foreigner who is not so good at English can knows what it means, something like that. I think that's maybe the basic strategy we should pay, and we should prepare to the domain. Because if you don't do so, like if you got a lot of the three character and a combination of the word, or digit, or foreign languages even, because lots of people, they register, Americans or Europeans, they register Chinese character of the names and asking me whether or not this makes sense. I'm telling them, no, it doesn't look like the right typing, because you can't, use Google to search and something, and make Google translate, and then try to register and sell to this country's people. This country's people is not so stupid, right? If this makes sense, they will do it definitely in front of you. They will do it before you. It doesn't make sense. So I really want to encourage a lot you guys to to do the foreign language, especially the languages that you don't know of. Especially, you need some tool to know its meaning. Maybe this is not a perfect investment item for you. So unfortunately, I'm putting this very straightforward, so that, yeah, I think I kind of shared some of my thoughts on the domain. And make sure you have to renew these babies before its expiration, because otherwise it will go to the grace period and will be released. Because right now, I'm not sure whether or not maybe there is some Twitter reminding, if you associate to Twitter, if your name is expiring, so then the bot will send you some message. But if you not associate, if you have not done so, associating your Twitter handle on the ENS, on the ENS app, maybe you will forget about it. So yeah, some homework we need to do is check each account and refresh its your account, which is sorting by the expiration date. Do that and do some diligent work and check on that, just in case some account you forget to renew, and these grails will expire, and once they are expired and released. And yeah, unfortunately, you have to you kind of pay premium, like everyone everyone else can, to get it back, which is a very tough work. And I think in most cases you have to, say goodbye to that name. So yeah, just keep in mind, all these happens because everything in the code is doable. It's code is law. So yeah, let's just stay close to the community and always do the right thing. Don't be very anxious to make a flip, but invest or participate in something we believe in the long term. I believe that's why we are all here. Thanks much, guys.
Yep. Thank you, Master. I think what was really interesting that Master said real quick was how a subdomain project, DCL.eth, is third on OpenSea on domains. I'm very excited and interested to see how that number pans out over the course of the next, basically, let's just say a year from now, right? In December 2023, we know subdomains, the rapper's coming out in January. Because what I just heard from that is DCL basically just built an entire ecosystem from its subdomains where people are actually spending real money, not fake internet money. People are spending real money acquiring names, buying names, trading names. It's a whole market, it's a whole ecosystem going on with DCL names. And they are the first early adopters and they hold third place after Unstoppable and obviously ENS. But I think that number, a lot of rattling is a lot of things are gonna happen between now and a year from now with the subdomains, and I wouldn't be surprised to see somebody else pretty much come up and take that number 2 or number 3 spot, to be honest. So very excited about that. Very interesting stuff there. And I do have a word from our new sponsor, vpn.eth.limo. Now is the time to get your shopping done. And there is a perfect gift which everyone listening needs. And that is a safe and secure VPN, which our sponsor, vpn.eth.limo, can help. In terms of privacy and security, apologize, y'all. In terms of privacy and security and transparency, each VPN is very different, but vpn.eth.limo will help you to compare the very best VPNs. So you can compare VPN providers and features to protect your location, your privacy, and your personal data. Think about it. Just last month, we heard that the MetaMask extension is recording every IP address every time anyone connects their wallet. And if you're not using a VPN, then your IP address is being recorded with all of your wallet balances too. And a VPN will help protect you and your data. So get and use a VPN via vpn.eth.limo for you and both someone you love as soon as possible, and visit vpn.eth.limo to do that right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm super excited about that. And outside of even the sponsorship, I'm super excited about that for the very reason that this is what building on ENS looks like. Nobody's coming to save us but ourselves. And vpn.eth.limo decided, you know what, screw that. I have a grill of a domain name. I might as well start generating some income from it in an ethical way, right? In an ethical way, and also show off some of the potentials of what a ENS domain can do. So if you guys have, it's real simple. Just type in vpn.eth.limo on any browser. You guys could check them out. Shout out to the sponsor. And I'm going to keep the show moving right along here. Let's go right over to NFT Verse. The stage is yours, brother.
GM, what's up? Kev5159.eth, RN1.eth, Master.eth. Just a shout out to the whole entire community. Gary, 1261, Mafiko, NFL champion, his zero, Stephen Miller, my guy Flossin. Man, yeah, we had a great day yesterday. In regards to the space that we held, we did an emoji space yesterday. Had a pretty good attendance in the emoji space. Talked a lot of great information, a lot of great perspectives that we covered. I think that you guys would benefit just going and listening to the recorded space that we had yesterday. It'll start to kind of open up your eyes a little bit more about the growth and the expectations of what emoji has to offer. And OX Wizard, Zero Keycap OX Wizard was in there with us also, and he talked a little bit in depth about some of the, just the understanding the use case behind emoji. So definitely check that out. Kev, I want to give you a shout out. Congratulations on the new sponsorship, bro, with VPN. I think that that's amazing. Being able to have people in the community come back full circle and be able to sponsor this show, and what you've been doing out here is amazing. So kudos for you for that. Kudos to VPN for recognizing what's out here and tapping into the community, tapping into one of the strongest actual parts of the community in this ENS update show, where there's access to so many different individuals in here. So shout out to you for that sponsorship, Kev. And just kind of just to touch on a couple of things, just super quick. I think that, as this space kind of, just continues to grow, we start to see a lot of evolution that takes place. And I'm not gonna pat myself on the back, but if you look at one of the pinned tweets that I pinned back in November 15th of 2021, I talked about some of the verification. This is when Jack was still the CEO or of Twitter, but I pinned something. Third pinned tweet from the last one that was pinned. I tweeted out, and tagged Jack Twitter and the verified Twitter account that instead of a blue verification check, could verified companies, non-crypto, get a green check, and to crypto-related companies, they receive a gold check. So it was something that I was thinking about to simplify identity on Twitter, where we could separate and diversify kind of the what companies represented and how people were being represented on Twitter, aside from just the blanket blue check. And in a year later, after Elon takes over, this is what's being implemented with some of those other accounts with the different color checks. I'm not saying that I was the brainchild behind that. I mean, they probably maybe they had it, they're thinking about it internally before. But what I'm saying is that I was thinking along those lines, and I was just trying to kind of look ahead just a little bit, as far as how to simplify the experience on Twitter, because it started to be too convoluted and crowded, and it was hard to decipher through all the bots, and then the fake blue checks, and then the real blue checks, and it just was a clutter. And that was one of the ideas I had thought about. I actually have a couple of posts about that during that time, that I had posted in regards to that particular idea. But I say that to say, man, you got to continue to think outside the box, and try to build out here in this Web3. We're so early. It gives us all the opportunity to be able to try something out. And if it fails, then it fails. You learn a lesson. We're early enough that it's okay that you fail and learn a lesson, because you can get right back up and try something again, being so early. So I say that everybody out there, all the whole entire community that tapped in, don't be afraid to try something early, and don't be afraid to fail, because you take that failure as a learning lesson to keep pushing on to try something new and maybe do it better the second time around. Being this early allows you to be able to do that. So I just say, just hang in there, keep tapping in, keep connecting with people, and just keep being a community, keep supporting one another. So shout out to everybody who tapped in today, man. Gary, I'm sorry, man. I just want to tell you out in front of everybody, I wasn't able to tap in last night to the minting coins. I'm definitely just had a lot going on, but I definitely want to go back in there with you guys. You guys have a lot of fun in there, and have some great conversations. So I really like what you're doing there. So I'll definitely have to tap back in. So, but yeah, man, everybody have a great day, man. I look forward to the conversation. Appreciate it always, Kev. Thanks, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Verse. Thank you for coming on. I know you have some things going on behind the scenes, and hope all is well, brother. Hope all is well. Verse has been as consistent as you can be. Ladies and gentlemen, this is ENS Updates. We do this every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we talk about all things Web3 with a focus on ENS. If you have any questions, comments, anxieties, frustrations, this is the stage and the space to let it out. Please feel free to request, because we don't deny anybody the microphone. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to the Professor 1261, aka Mafiko. The stage is yours, brother.
GM guys, GM. Just a quick note from me today. Thinking a lot about how we build in this space, how we have these wonderful names and this incredible platform that is ENS, and what we can all do with it. You know, every day Kev has this space, and it's always amazing to see who comes up and who shares their thoughts and their opinions. And what always sticks out to me is that we all come from different walks of life, and very often we are existing in this Web3 world, but we don't actually know what skills we all have. So, you know, I've gotten to know Kev really well over the past for this past year, and I know Kev's expertise in marketing. But as I look through the room, I know everybody in here has different skills, and I just wonder if there's mechanisms or way in which we can connect those skills to do more around building, whether it's your own name or other people's names. I feel like there's a lost opportunity here where we could potentially, through discussion, through conversation, and it's not talking about anything full time, but you know, if someone has good skills in writing or someone has good connections in the Web2 world, how can we tie that up with different projects that everyone's working on? I've just been thinking about that more. I think it's a lost opportunity. I think definitely because we're in the bear. I mean, what else do we have to do? This is the time to explore opportunities. So concretely, one thing that's come to mind is having a sort of structured way in which we can, and nothing too lengthy, but a structured way where people can come up and like pitch their ideas around how they use their name. And I'm talking about like an actual like structured pitch, like what is the market opportunity, what would be the potential business model, how would you go about executing it, and then potentially then finding out a way in which we can sort of tie up people with the skills that they have. I just think there's a lot of great talent in this space, a lot of great people in this room, things that skills and resources that are at the moment not being used, but could be used to the benefit of the ecosystem and the benefit of all of us. So just an idea. I think, yeah, I'm going to think more deeply about it. But again, you know, we're in this bear market. Who knows how long this is going to last? It's phenomenal to see people turning up every day, day in, day out. Shout out to Kev. Congrats on the new sponsor. And yeah, looking forward to the conversation tomorrow, but we keep pressing on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Mafiko, coming up and sharing that. And I agree. I agree. I think this room is filled with nothing but talented individuals who are futurists, and whether you fully see the full picture or just very partially slash blurrily see it, if you're here right now, you're a special person in a lot of different ways. But I'm going to pass the mic over to our guy, Gary Palmer Jr. Gary, welcome to ENS Updates. Hope all is well. How you doing today, brother?
Hey, everybody. Yeah, everything is going super well. Yeah, the show last night was great. Had a lot of fun last night. Kev, thanks for showing up. Thanks for getting into it and talking about a lot of the cool things that we talked about, a lot of the connection that we got into. And it was a lot of fun as normal. The after show was also fun. It's different. It's like there's even more depth, there's even more connection, there's even more vulnerability, and it's just been a great experience participating and putting myself out there more and just trying to connect with people. And even if there were 0 people watching, what's interesting is that we're still having essentially this Zoom call where every day, not every, but 5 days a week, I'm meeting and connecting with people, and we're having a call, and we're talking about some of the things happening in the world, and we're talking about crypto, and we're talking about Web3 and ENS and all these different things. Monday was a lot of fun too. I'm still thinking about, I can't wait for this coming Monday, just all the Metaverse Mondays and exploring the metaverses. Those are, I'm not sure which day is my favorite between Metaverse Monday and Whiskey Wednesday. But, like I was saying, even if nobody shows up, we're still having these meetings, where we're getting together and chatting and connecting. But then we're doing it in a public fashion where anybody can watch, anybody can participate, putting it out there for posterity. There is a lot happening in this space. There's a lot of building going on, right? I don't know if we pinned that video from Matt Higgins talking at the conference, saying, hey, there's this thing that I'm interested in, and we're early, and there's not a lot of people, and the cost of being early is being alone. But if you don't leave too early, then you can participate in the rewards. I often think about the owner. I think he owned broadcast.com back in the 90s, and they held it for 30 years, 20 or 30 years, and then they sold it for like millions of dollars. And how cool, and powerful of an experience that was. It's just really interesting to think about, like, people holding on for that long. And yeah, this is like a sure thing. This is coming to fruition. We are here. We're doing the damn thing. Corporations are coming. Enterprise corporations are going to be doing the damn thing too. And yeah, I want you to do the damn thing. We have the ENS working group steward nominations and elections. Going to be really interested to see who's nominating themselves and whatnot. So think about doing that if you haven't already. I also pinned like one of the photos from Thread Girl from behind the scenes of above too. So that was fun. And ENS names. I'm really happy that we brought up DCL names, Decentraland names. Yeah, we talked about those on the show. And actually, I purchased, there's a DCL 999 club, right? And listen, I'm not one of these people. I don't think, I guess I don't know until it happens. I don't think I'm going to get Gary at every single protocol. I don't think I'm going to get a 999 club in every single protocol. But depending on what the cost is and depending on what the community is, if they have visibility, if it's a platform, if it's a service or a site or whatever, where they have visibility, they have users, it's something cool going on, I'm going to want to be probably in their 999 club. I'm probably going to, want to have Gary dot, Decentraland, you know what I mean? DCL. And so, yeah, so Decentraland is like, it's the biggest, I think, right? In terms of the realist on chain and it's ENS based. So we can see what's up. There's what, 3 million ENS names out there. There's only, I think it was like 30,000 DCL names. And listen, I'm not saying that you should waste your money on all the DCL names because they cost 100 mana, which I think is like 40 or 50 bucks right now. But yeah, it's really interesting to think about like what DCL did with their community and how I love participating in Decentraland and voxels. I got land in both of them, full disclosure, and whatnot, and I like building in them. I'm going to be building and minting coins in a Web3 space inside Decentraland. We're going to be advancing what we already have in voxels. But it just extrapolated. It makes me think about the subdomain potential of subdomains, and it's not just like, oh, I got a Grail and I'm selling subdomains. Like, maybe that's cool, maybe it's not. It's like, yeah, your only benefit is that someone wants a better name. They can't get Gary, so they want Gary dot, New York .eth. But yeah, if people can build real communities and real cool things, then yeah, everyone's going to want to have a subdomain and a PFP of that project. So really, really cool. Really happy that we're talking about this, that we're exploring this. And because this is all a precursor of what's to come. We are going to have a better idea of what we're looking at in the future because, of these experimentations and these conversations. And another reason I show up every day to the ENS Update show.
Yeah, I agree 100%, Gary. It's just real quick. I think we're underestimating the potential of what subdomains are, and more importantly, what they will become. Right? Right now, its third place is Decentraland. But what happens if randomly Google says, we want to start issuing subdomains for whatever new protocol that they have? Then they become second place, right? So I think buckle up. I think 2023 is going to be the year of experimentation with these things and really pushing subdomains to their limits. And in 2024, I wouldn't be surprised if every major corp is issuing out subdomains to connect with users in Web3. But 184, the stage is yours, brother.
Hey, good afternoon, Kev and everybody else. I want to piggyback a little bit off Gary, specifically minting coins, but I got to rush this because I'm ducking off at 5. I just wanted to share my perspective because I've been spending a bit of time on minting coins and I'm enjoying the show. I'm enjoying what Gary and Ada have put together. And I want to say this is in crypto, in ENS, in all of this. This is a little bit of a choose your own adventure. And I remember getting a Twitter account many years ago, and it was awkward. It was uncomfortable to create my first tweet. It sounds silly, but that's the way that it was for me. And then I remember Twitter Spaces, and it was awkward to speak for the first time. And it was probably awkward for 1 or 2 months, and it still is. And then I remember going on minting coins, which was quite recent, and showing up on video. And each time this has been difficult, but it's been quite enjoyable. And I've shared with Gary that these are the things that I didn't know that I needed at the time. And I want to encourage everybody to give different mediums an opportunity, give different mediums a go. I'm getting a lot of value from minting coins, and it's in fact feeding back into the fact that I'm appreciating these spaces, your show, Kev, a lot more. When your show came on, I appreciated it for what it was, and sort of evolved from there and went different directions. And being part of new things and getting to know the community is having me appreciate it even more. And I think that we are expanding as an industry. We are expanding as a niche within the industry of .eth names. And I encourage everybody to try it out. It's great seeing people. It's great having a different type of discussion. And I'm feeling a lot closer to everyone out there. I'll use an example from last night. Flexter came on, and I hadn't engaged with Flexter before, but I'd done that from afar. But it was such an experience. You all have connected with Flexter before, but for me, it was the first time, and I wouldn't have had that opportunity if I had kept myself at a distance. So I'm just saying I'm getting a lot of value out of it. It's feeding back into me, I think, as a person. It's feeding back into me, I think, as a better person among you all. And yeah, just I want to encourage. That's all. Nothing valuable here other than that experience. Please choose your own adventure.
Nah, 184, I think that's extremely valuable, right? I think that's extremely valuable for many different reasons. One, I think a lot of people suffer with getting outside the bubble of your comfort zone, which every human suffers with that in one way or another. So I'm not going to sit here like I haven't. The first time I had to host a space, when I was a peer just host of a space, I was as nervous as a man could be. Right? I was extremely nervous. I didn't know what to say. I was just like, holy shit. But it was something I knew internally that I had to get up and do. It was almost like something that was pushing me to do it. And I did it. And I was nervous, but it got done. Right? And now it gets to the point where it doesn't matter if there's one person or 1,000 people. I feel no nerves. I feel no nothing. It's just so natural. Right? And the same thing with video, and the same thing with probably tweeting, the same thing with coming up and speaking. But I feel like until you do it, until you step out of that comfort zone, you're always going to feel a sense of, I don't want to say guilt, but you're always going to feel like, man, I want to do it, but I'm just not ready to do it. So 184, I think you make a great point. I think being on video is something I still haven't fully come to terms with yet. Especially, I mean, I have been on video a couple of times. It's not something I'm not used to, but I just, like you said, I'm just a lot more comfortable just hosting than as compared to being on video like you and Gary. But I'll get there. Surely, slowly but surely. Thank you for that 184. I think that was good. A lot of people did need to hear that. I'm going to go ahead and pass it to our guy, Just Shields, of the legend, the ethical way. The stage is yours, brother.
Hey, what's up, brother? 5159. Man, I just want to tell you, bro. You keep doing the damn thing, and I'm just so happy and excited to see that. I just heard, and I just couldn't stop myself from coming up because I feel like every small celebration and a milestone is one of those things that if we look back and we like, oh my God, that actually happened. And so on that note, I just want to say I'm so happy to hear about your sponsorship with VPN.eth. The fact that it came and it's over here with you today, I think that is pure epic, man. And that just kind of shows that, good things happen to those that keep good things and momentum's happening. And I think we need to highlight that a lot more because I feel like this is a true place where people started regardless of how many people were in spaces today, and this will only continue to grow more because you're always upping the game level up. You're taking it to the next level, and obviously with the amazing co-hosts that you have between Ron and Master, always dropping the alpha. There's never a dull moment. Like anytime you come in, there's always something new to learn. And I would highly encourage everybody else to be able to share the same concept with others. That hey, you know, yes, there are many different mediums out there to explore and learn from. But that is also the reason why there's so many out there because at the end of the day, you connect with the ones that you feel that it's resonated with you a little bit more. And at the end of the day, Kev, you come on the video, you did not come on the video, man. For me, it's just like the data that you share and the time you take out from your busy schedule between you, Ron, Master, and all absolutely the listeners that are tuning in every single day, man. I just want to say special shout out to you guys and keep up the good work. There are days it's like super alpha, and there are days there's not super alpha, and that's kind of normal. It's just like your heart; it goes up and down, just like your life. There are good moments, there are not so good moments, and there's some epic moments. So like so I just want to say, regardless of all those somersaults and up and downs of roller coaster rides, you guys stay consistent, and I think the biggest strength here is the mental mindset, right? Like the mentality that you have that regardless of what the case is. So I just wanted to highlight that. And more importantly, I just wanted to congratulate the entire ENS Updates team for having another sponsor on board. So, just special shout out to you guys and, just keep doing, keep winning. Today was awesome. Tomorrow's another day to score some more home runs. So congratulations to you guys. I'm super excited for you guys. Thank you so much once again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Just Shields. And yeah, I'm super grateful as well, right? I think the show goes on with or without any sponsors. At one point we had four. We had a lot of BS behind the scenes with one of the sponsors, and I kind of took a break from sponsors. And then I think that this opportunity of who was sponsoring the show was one that I couldn't pass up, not in terms of monetary value, but in terms of helping push the narrative of what we as ECC Group is trying to do, but also showing the community that we could also expand upon our domains besides just using them as flexes, right? So I highly encourage everybody, just even if you don't actually go and buy it and purchase a VPN plan or whatever, go on vpn.eth.limo, right? And take a look at its potential use cases. If you're using a Brave browser, it's just vpn.eth. But take a look at what was built on top of that domain name, right? And then ask yourself this: out of all these domains that I have registered so far and that I've been investing in my strategy, so forth and so on, what can I build, or what will somebody who purchases it from me build on top of it? Because this is not a game of greater fool theory, right? AKA meaning that I'm just buying these domains hoping that a dummy comes in and purchases it from me. No, a dummy's not going to come in and purchase it from you. It's going to be somebody who sees the potential and use cases of what they could potentially build. But if you, as the domain owner, sees no potential use cases, then I have a sad message for you. Your domain might not be that valuable, right? So I show VPN.eth to show this is just phase one baby steps. This is just the very beginning of what's to come of a lot more advanced things. But that's just something that anybody could whip up in a matter of a day or two and put out there, right? And that's how we push this space forward. So thank you, Just Shields, for coming up, and always love having you with us. I'm gonna go over to our guy, Crypto Reporter. The stage is yours, brother. Crypto Reporter, you there? I guess not. Let's go over to our guy, Crow.eth. The stage is yours, brother.
Hey, thanks for having me. And thank you. Oh, he must just have dropped down. The last couple speakers that said to get out of your comfort zone and go up and speak. So I appreciate you. You gave me a little push that I needed. I was in Basel last weekend. I had an amazing time. I got to meet with a lot of community members that I've been rocking with for the past year. And I told everybody that would listen to me to secure your digital identity. Everybody that would listen to me. So a lot of them did do that. So yeah, that's what I want to share. I put a message in the chat. I wasn't sure how to pin it. Curious if y'all saw 6529 calling out all his meme card holders who didn't have ENS domains. So I want to share that as well. Appreciate y'all.
Wow, I actually won one Crow. I want to start off with saying shout out to you for coming up on stage and speaking, right? And whatever, anything is better than nothing, right? I'm happy that you got that out of your system. And I heard Miami was a good time. Wish I would have went, but unfortunately, life comes in the way a lot of times. Two, I did not see this tweet by 6529. I just went ahead and pinned it to the top. This is interesting. Meme card holders, we have noticed that many of you do not have an ENS name on your ETH address. We would like to encourage you to add one. It can be pseudonyms are fun if you like, but ENS has lots of positive benefits for you and others. Do it if you can. Can someone recommend an easy to understand guide for people new to ENS for how to register and set up their ENS address? He puts that as the tweet very next. Yes, I can actually. Drea is Drea with us today? She is with us today. Drea has the best threads on all of ENS. And if Drea, if you want to tag, I think you should. I just pinned it to the top. You should probably go in and tag one of your threads under that tweet. You'll probably get some good engagement, even though that tweet is 4 days old. All good, all good. Thank you, Crow, for sharing that. Happy to have you on stage. And I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to our guy, Crypto Reporter, who seems to be back. The stage is yours, brother.
Hey, everybody. GM. Sorry, I had to dash real quickly. And of course, the moment I dash, that's when I hear my name. And I try to find my phone. And of course, I was like, I'll just let somebody else speak. But what's going on, everybody? Good morning, Kev, Ron, Master, NFTverse, Just Shills. Nice to see you again, man. Mafiko, the Professor. Man, if we have to come together just to get you the name, the Professor.eth, oh, I'm with it. Zero, what's going on? Thread, Drea, sorry, guys. I'm in a mood today, so I had to do my shout-outs. Shout out to everybody else. Q Capital, Luke, I see you. But yeah, guys, this is a beautiful day in ENS. As Gary would say, sun is shining, grass is green. What I did want to say is that one of the things that I have been noticing, and you guys really did a great job today of pointing it out, is that we are, in theory, building the network state. And if you guys haven't had the chance to actually read the book by Balaji, I recommend it, or just listening to just some things on YouTube about the book. But I believe he does actually have it online. But one of the things that he does say in the book is that the ability to actually have something that is created online and to be able to move that to the offline world. And we are really seeing that within ENS itself. Like this network that we're building is being built for a reason. Like everybody is finding their own way to contribute to the network, to the community, whether that is creating dreads like Drea, whether that is, doing spaces like Kev. What we're starting to see is this network stake really build itself out. And it's, I would have to say, like a self-fulfilling prophecy where we realize the strength within the community, and then we use those strengths to be able to promote it and be able to grow the community in and of itself. So what I did want to say is that I see the potential within this community more than pretty much any other community out there, really. We are building on top of digital land that is not only a flex, but you can actually be able to do things with. The ability to create subdomains, the ability to name smart contracts, the ability to even loan out the name. I mean, when you really think about it, you can use this thing as collateral. This is a digital asset. And what I've come to notice is that, you know, a lot of people don't even really comprehend DNS names, let alone ENS. And the true potential within ENS is 10 times greater. But it doesn't mean that you can't combine your ENS name with your DNS. Sean loves to talk about that. And the integration can be a beautiful thing for some sort of centralization, but at the same time, keeping some of the great components that make ENS what that is. So I'm learning more about this community, and I'm trying to find the best ways to be able to contribute, whether that is, you know, with ENS Central, whether that's with, you know, doing designs. And I'm starting to realize that this is having a great effect on the outside world as well. Shout out to Sadaf. I don't think she's in today, but we had just finished off a great interview with her. And honestly, that was one of the stories that inspired me to keep building in this space. Because for those who don't know Sadaf's story, Sadaf came straight from the community and was able to work with Zero. And not only be able to work with Zero, but then after that, a couple months later, be able to work with ENS Labs. And that just shows the potential of Web3. And I've seen what this show has done, and has put certain people in positions to be able to rise amongst the community. And we're seeing that, I mean, with things like ENS Vision, we're seeing that with things like ENS Redirect. This is the place to build foundations on. And I'm really starting to ingrain that in my head, because I want to be here 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the line. Because I think this thing really does have potential. So I'm going to leave it with that. Guys, have a great day. I appreciate every one of y'all. Yeah, more to come soon, guys. Peace.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Crypto Reporter. I think you said it. You said it well, right? I think this stage is a platform. I certainly got a ton of opportunities from this platform, including being a partner in ZZC Group. Shout out to VPN.eth, which is one of our clients in ZZC Group, and it all comes full circle. But this is not. I got tons of sponsorship opportunities, networking opportunities. The stage is yours. Now, whether or not you want to build a platform on the stage, it's up to you. But a lot of people have gotten opportunities and connections and built communities from ENS updates. And that's what I'm most happy of and most proud of, starting with myself, right? Starting with myself, the abundance of opportunities that have came my way is something I'm truly grateful for, right? And for others as well, that makes me happy. And thank you, Crypto Reporter, for sharing that, brother. I'm going to keep the show moving right along here as we approach the final 15 minutes of this show segment. Let's go over to Cameron, and then we'll go over to our guy, Mr. 618.
Hello, good morning, GM, ladies and gentlemen. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Already. Thank you so much. Kev, for having us, Grandmaster, everyone in the house. I see verse 618 chills. Listen, guys. First, I want to start by congratulating my brother Kev. Yo, you more than deserve what is happening right now, man. You definitely deserve. So you will shout out to you. That's number one. And shout out to the whole community, because once Kev win, that's a win for all of us. That's number one. As just you say, once one start winning, we all start winning. Once Ron win, guess what? Ron is from our community. Verse win from our community. So it's a win from the whole community. Just want to say that. Number two, Kev, this is great, man. This is phenomenal. Sorry, my daughter's back on the background, but it's all good. This is phenomenal because this is what we have been needed for so long. This is security. This is VPN. This is helping the community, not only supporting you, but also helping the community being safe. You know, because VPN save people from a lot of stuff. So I went to the website, the Dalimo, the VPN.eth.limo. It is fantastic, man. It is fantastic seeing these type of website. Pretty much a very full content being built on the Ethereum blockchain, and that is supporting the Ethereum community. Bro, this is mind blowing, man. It is mind blowing. So I just wanted to tune in, give my shout out, give my respect. You definitely deserve it. And yeah, there's more to come, man. You guys know the vibe. We can't stop, won't stop. All gas, no brakes. Happy to be here. Thank you, Kev, for having me.
Yes, sir. Thank you for coming up and sharing that. I'm happy that you enjoyed the website, and that's just phase zero. I would almost say, right? The website will be improved, obviously, with time as we get feedback from users like yourself. I think there's a lot of technical things that could potentially be improved, but hey, this is we went from talking about things like this to actually building things like this. And then now we're going to start expanding on things like this. And this is what growth in the community looks like, which I'm very excited about. Thank you, Cameron. Let's go over to our guy, Mr. 618. The stage is yours, brother.
Hello, hello. Hi. So thanks for putting me up. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So good morning, everybody. I just came up today basically to speak a little bit about ENS and the update show that I really like and really enjoy. And what I like is like how you emphasize people to speak and express themselves and give their ideas spread in the Etherverse, because this is you know uh, a field of energy that is spreading around the Twitterverse. So everybody in here has like a different voice, and sometimes we can recognize the voice. And I wanted to congratulate like each of everybody of you that coming up on stage and spreading the knowledge, because you guys coming up a way like very articulate that I'm trying to basically try to get to. Just chill, like when this guy speaks is like just like flawless. 51592 master, like I love like when he presents himself. NFT verse, he has a great voice with deep voice in it, and Cambran like can hear the French accent, and everybody, the crypto reporter also like spreading knowledge. I don't see Gary up there, but Gary also like has a way like to present himself and express himself, and I'm watching him like sometimes on his show. Like there is like a G base that connects sometimes, and nobody sees me like on my Gmail because I don't have an NFT advertised there. But basically, yeah, what I wanted to come is like just to basically see like to say that there is like great evolution that's been done with ENS, the AI. There is like some scary shit also that we need to consider, because the AI also can listen to us and interpret us, like who knows, like because everything is about frequency, so he knows about like which frequency we have in our voice, and try to basically right now you can do like a whole paper like typing some few words, so who knows, probably a conversation in AI gonna be done soon. So anyway, my mind is starting like to get lost. So thank you for putting me up, and I'm gonna check that VPN.eth.limo. I love that redirect functionality that we have. I also have like some website that getting redirected myself. So if you go to my pinned tweet, there is the referral page where you can get referred to one other like platform where I redirect, where I'm selling my ENS domain. So if you click on the domain referral page.eth, that limo, you're going to redirect it to NFT.com, which is another project that I was involved in. And I basically created a profile where I listed all my ENS domain, where I have my NFT wrapped to show the face domain. And regarding also the ZZ group looking for a coder, I put also like a just chill kind of tweet about like one domain that I have available, one or two domain that I have available that can have like a great name for referral on the guy you can look for. You can look for Maxi Coder that does Maxi Code to improve the ENS update. So, and that's it. I'm gonna come back another day with more surprises. And thank you for putting me on. This is your boy, Emoji Hat, the Rocket Mechanic. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you, brother, Mr. 618 Emoji Hat .eth. Thank you for coming on and sharing your experiences with us. Always love having you on stage with us. I guess we're at the point where I say, Ron, Master, Verse, Mafiko, any final questions, thoughts, anxieties, frustrations, whatever it may be, this is the time to say it to the audience.
Hey, yeah, I'll just say, hats off to, not only do we have people coming in, but we have people that are coming in and not even speaking their native language. Like, Master does every day, but, we don't notice it because his English is so good. But yeah, that even takes more guts. And yeah, I'm glad some people came up today. Don't just sit in the shadows. Come up and say hi, because then we know who you are, if nothing else, right? That's it, and we know kind of who's in the community and what you're doing. Come up, say what you're doing, make yourself known. It doesn't hurt because you don't know what opportunities might just be lurking just amongst the community. A lot of stuff's happening here, and use this as a opportunity to build those relationships. This is truly a worldwide community here, and I love it. Funny. About a week ago, two of the guys on some of the guys, probably if you've been there, some of the ENS Maxi spaces or get a little bit, they're a little bit rough. You come out of there, they like to joke around and stuff. And two of the guys got in an argument, and neither, one, I know one's from Croatia. I don't know where the other guy was from. I was just dying. I almost couldn't breathe. I haven't laughed that hard in years because it was just so funny, just hearing them like joke with back and forth with each other in a language that wasn't even theirs. It was hilarious. So yeah, just come up, make yourself known, if nothing else. Okay, hey, I'm so and so. I'm in the community. I'll enjoy the call. Whatever. Yeah, make us know, because then we know who people are, right? And then 184 came up and said he hadn't talked to Flexter. How? I don't even think you need to be on a space to hear Flexter half the time, right? You can probably hear his loud voice, drill sergeant voice from Florida. So, yeah, but you don't know. Like you say, you don't know. Sometimes, you can't be everywhere at once. So just, use this opportunity to network. I don't even know if they exist, but there used to be these bullshit alpha groups that would charge you $1,000 a month or some shit to spread alpha. And really, it wasn't, of course, there was never alpha there, but there was some networking opportunities. But nothing like the opportunity you have here in the ENS community and some of these communities. Man, just utilize that opportunity, and just keep grinding. As we build and as more stuff happens, as there's more money generated within the community, there's going to be more opportunities, and there's going to be in real life events, and there's true networking opportunity. Sometimes what do they say? Your net worth is your net worth. Network is your net worth, or whatever. I've heard I don't know who, Crypto Reporter, someone didn't say that, and it's true. Relationships are more important. There's a reason why these guys like on Shark Tank and stuff can part-time. I'm talking the real Shark Tank, which is out there. I mean, there's a reason these guys can take these companies, set them up, because they have these relations. Oh, hey, let me get you this account. Let you get this PR guy. Let you get this. They have these connections, right? And they connect. They put them into their network of people, and that's why those sharks are valuable. Not because of the money. It's easy to raise money, and but to have those relationships, that's why people go on there. So utilize that, and let's keep rocking and rolling, and keep expanding our reach and our ability. And look, stay humble. You're either kind of humble or you get compelled to be humble in life. So you might as well just choose to be humble. That's why I like Just Shields, because I know that you just, I remember back when I was living overseas, I was taking some college courses, and one, I don't remember what it was, a law course, or I don't know, might have been a religious course, because I went to a college that was run by a religion. Anyway, I had to take this religion crap, and I hated it at the time. But I don't remember if it was a religion or law. I remember the guy was like a state Supreme Court justice. Anyway, we were having to learn about these guys, and one of their kids said, there's a quote there in their biography, and this guy was in his, an old dude, and his daughter, who was grown up, said, I never heard my dad say a negative thing about another person. And it's like, it just blew me away, right? And I don't know, Just Shows kind of reminds me of that, because it's like, shit, I say negative stuff. I can't go an hour without saying something. I shouldn't. And some of it's joking or whatever. But I thought, how could you go your whole life and your kids never hear you say something negative about someone? And it's like, wow. And I get that vibe from Just Shows, just because he's just always positive, always upbeat. And that's a discipline. That's developed. That's like a muscle. That's not just, this doesn't just happen. It's a discipline. So all these things we're talking about are things we work on and improve ourselves. And it's you know what? It's so much easier to do that during a bear market when you're feeling down. Man, that's when you get better. Not, you learn from failures and hard times, not from the good times, because you just get stupid and shit and spend too much on watches, cars, and ladies, leverage, and liquor, or whatever that Gary always says. So anyway, yeah, great space today. Great, happy new people are coming up, and let's just keep grinding.
Yes, sir. Ladies, leverage, and liquor are three of my favorite things, but that's another topic. Mr. 618, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, it was like just a quick shout out to Ron, because I also love his voice. Like, it's a voice of wisdom. Like, like there is some experience behind it, and that voice goes so well with the cheetah. So I have some name in mind, but I'm not gonna say it because people are gonna go and mean that. But one day, things going up, as things going up, more giveaway going up and stuff like that. And also shout out to everybody, it's the end of the show. I have like a couple of guys right there that I want to highlight too. I'm the Batman, Artificial, Doobie, Get Hype, they're doing their thing, like Zero X Wizard, and everybody up there. Like, there is this guy, Ninja Young. I never heard him, but he's always there, present. Young, Cute Capital, I see you. Jigga King, Mrs. Silly, Ship of Fools. All right. So just to say, it's a pleasure to be in there and sharing those vibes. And probably tomorrow I'm gonna have a new test to do on a new career. Because right now I'm a fire alarm technician, so I control that in terms of playing the technician field. But I just got contacted today for probably like an interview for a sales position on the first job that I was into, that I stayed like 3 years. So it's gonna be kind of hard to basically change and go from like a technician position to a sales position, but at the same time knowing like what's being applied on the field. I'm going to be able to explain better and have like more sales, but that's also going to help me like in my skills to probably pitch domains and probably bring the fire alarm into the subdomain world, which is going to be like another stuff. So stay tuned, everybody. There is a lot coming up, and thank you for all your hearts. And yeah, thanks.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck on your future endeavors. Keep us updated on how that goes. Hope you get the job, man. Any final words from anybody else? Speak now or forever hold your peace. And these guys are choosing to forever hold their peace. Cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is ENS Updates. We do this every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we talk about all things Web3 related with a focus in ENS. I want to give a special shout out to our sponsor, VPN.eth.limo. If you haven't already, check them out and see how they're moving the ball forward, pushing innovation forward. Please do. It takes 5 seconds to do that. And with that being said, I'm going to make some breakfast and go about my day. And I'm wishing all of you guys blessing, abundance, love, happiness, joy, you name it. I'm sending it your way. 5159 is out. Peace.